These are the top 10 point guards in the NBA. As the NBA season gets closer, we decided to give our official point guard ranking heading into next season. The point guard position is probably the most talented position in the league, and what's most interesting about it is that right now, as some players are starting to fade, it's giving way for some younger players to climb up the ranks. So, without further introduction, this is our top 10 point guards ranking for the 2023-2024 season.
At number 10, we had James Harden. This is somebody that we're more used to seeing at the top of the shooting guard list, as he has had that spot locked down for half a decade, but he has recently made the shift to a point guard spot. His averages last season were 21 points per game and 10.7 assists per game, which are really the perfect stats for a star point guard. Honestly, Harden had a very solid season and was robbed of an all-star spot.
The problem with Harden is everything that surrounds him. The bad playoff performances, the drama, the injuries. That, along with his output on the court declining, is making teams question if he's worth having on your team. He requested a trade over a month ago and has yet to be traded. And one of the reasons is because although he still has a lot left in the tank, teams are not trying to deal with all the other stuff.
At number 9, we got Jalen Brunson. Brunson's coming off a breakout season for the Knicks, in which he averaged 24 points and 6 assists on 49% from the field and 41.6% from 3. He was simply sensational. I was able to be the point guard the Knicks have been looking for years. The Mavs absolutely saw the bag when letting him go, and he just recently turned 27, meaning he is now entering the prime of his career, and I expect him to be even better next season.
At number 8, we have Tyrese Halliburton. We're both big fans of this guy, and we see so much potential with him. First of all, he's obviously an amazing player, and one of the only true point guards in the NBA. He's a very likable guy off the court as well. Tyrese averaged 20.7 points per game, 10.4 assists per game, and shot over 40% from 3 on 7 attempts a night last season. And we honestly expect him to be even better next season.
On top of that, he's a very solid defender. Standing at 6'5", he can guard both point guards and more shooting guards. In our top 50 players list, we have Brunson over Halliburton. But after seeing Tyrese outperform Brunson in the FIBA World Cup and taking into consideration Tyrese's defense and potential, we decided to make the change.
At number 7, we have a guy that is randomly one of the best playoff players in the NBA in Jamal Murray. We're honestly so happy for this guy, because as soon as it seemed like he was about to break out following the 2020 bubble, he suffered one of the worst injuries in the sport and was out for over a year.
There were a lot of questions about whether he'll be able to play like he did in the bubble again, but those questions were 100% answered these playoffs. The man averaged 26 points, 7 assists, and 5 rebounds per game, and won a championship as the undisputed second best player on the team. And this season, we're confident that he's going to add an all-star appearance to his resume.
At number 6, we have probably the fastest point guard in the NBA, and someone that feels like just the other day was having battles with Lonzo Ball in college, De'Aaron Fox. Fox finally put his name into the conversation of the best point guards in the league after his play finally led to some results on the court. Fox had the best season of his career, averaging 25 points per game, 6.1 assists per game, made his first All-Star game, and got his team all the way to the 3rd seed in the West.
They lost in a hard-fought 7-game series to the Warriors, but I would say that this series was more a positive than a negative for him, as he proved that his play style translates perfectly to the playoffs, and that him and the Kings are going to be a problem for years to come, which is amazing for the NBA fans who have witnessed them being so bad for so many seasons.
Beginning our top 5 is Trae Young. I wouldn't be surprised if some of you guys are not too happy about this pick, because Young is someone that you either love or hate. But us personally, even though we're not his biggest fans, we can't deny what an offensive weapon he is. He's coming off a season in which he averaged 26.2 points per game, along with 10.2 assists per game. And that was actually a little bit down from the season prior.
We have seen Young lead his team to a conference finals before, and honestly, his biggest issues are his size and the drama that follows him. We have seen multiple videos of Trae training with Curry this offseason, and if he could pick up some of the elbow movement and the selfishness, he can take his game to another level.
At the 4th spot, we got Ja Morant. People are a bit sour on Morant at the moment, and rightfully so. He has been caught twice acting dumb and putting his career on the line for seemingly no reason. And when he's been on the court, he has produced and has been unstoppable at times.
He drives to the paint on our side to see every single time, and he has the it factor. We're confident that he could be the best player on a championship team, especially this Memphis team that has so much talent on it, if he gets his act together. He is still only 24 years old, and we want to believe that this last incident is the final slap to the hand that he needs to get it together.
At number 3, we have future Miami guard Damian Lillard. The fact that the Dame saga hasn't ended yet is wild, and it really does feel like Portland is just delaying the inevitable. Every single person knows Lillard will end up on the Heat. Lillard is still at the top of his game and had the best statistical season of his career, averaging a career-high 32.2 points per game, and it's a shame that Portland ended up not even being able to contend for the play-in.
At this point, we all know how good Lillard is. We believe that he's the best long-distance shooter of all time. Not the best shooter of all time, the best long-distance shooter. And as so guys that live in Miami, we can't wait to get the chance to see him play in our hometown.
The second spot in our list is Luka Doncic, the future best player in the NBA. Abram is a big fan of Luka, so we wanted to put him at number 1, but we can't give him the edge over the number 1 player yet. That'll change soon though. Luka has all the talent in the world, making 4 All-NBA first-team appearances the first 5 years of his career. With how disastrous the Mavericks ended, people forget that Luka averaged 32.4 points per game, 8.6 rebounds per game, and 8 assists per game. Video game numbers, but he does deserve some criticism for missing the playoffs.
One of the most important things that Luka needs to fix is his constant complaining to the refs. During the FIBA World Cup, this reached an all-time high, and he actually ended up getting ejected from a very important game due to him continuously screaming at the refs. I believe this has made a lot of NBA fans start to dislike Luka, which is a big shame. He also needs to become a better leader, get in better shape, and put in more effort on defense. If he does this, he can not only become the best point guard in the NBA, but also the best player in the NBA.
At the top spot, we have Stephen Curry. No question about it. I mean, he has kept this top spot for 7 to 8 years now. I don't even know what to say about him. He is Stephen Curry, the 2-time MVP, a 4-time champion, number 1 all-time in threes, a top 10 player of all time, and many other things. He's already 35 years old, but he hasn't lost a step, and there's no reason to believe that he will. His team is not looking like a contender heading into next season, at least to us, but you can't ever count them out strictly because of him.
So that's going to do it. As you can see, there's a lot of talent in this position, and there has been for a while now. Let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. Tell us what you will change. And if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Peace out.
Peace out.